Christopher Columbus was born in 1451 in the coastal city of Genoa, Italy. At the age of 14, Chris became a sailor, and in 1476, when he was 25 years old, his ship got sunk in a battle with pirates off the Portuguese coast. Chris got shot in the leg, but he managed to swim 6 miles to the shore. There, the locals took care of him, and when his leg healed up, he moved to Lisbon to live with his brother Bartholomew, who was a mapmaker. Between 1476 and 1484, Chris became a master mariner and made voyages as far as Iceland and Guinea. In 1484, Columbus was denied support by the King of Portugal for his plan to sail west across the sea, and his wife died the same year, so he moved to Spain. In 1492, King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain granted Columbus support for his expedition west across the sea to find gold and spices in the Indies. And in August of that year, he departed with a 90-man crew on 3 ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. It was a long and difficult journey, and his sailing crew nearly mutinied. Finally, after 2 months at sea, in October of 1492, land was sighted, and the ships arrived in the Bahamas. At first, the relationship between the Spanish and native Arawak people was peaceful and friendly, and they exchanged gifts with each other and even sent some of their native people back with Columbus to Europe, which he used as proof that he had actually been to the Indies. The Arawak people even helped Columbus build a fort when his biggest ship, the Santa Maria, was accidentally sunk. They used the scraps to build Fort Navidad. 40 men stayed at the fort to hunt for gold until Columbus's return the next year. But when Columbus arrived in September of 1493, he found the place was burned and everyone had been killed. So they left Navidad and sailed to the island of La Española, or the modern-day country of Dominican Republic, where they built the colony of Isabela on the north coast. The colony of Isabela quickly fell into chaos as the Spanish fought with each other and the local natives. They murdered, tortured, and raped countless numbers of Arawak people and demanded gold that the Arawak did not have. Columbus's army easily defeated the Arawaks in battle and enslaved hundreds of survivors, 600 of which were sent to Spain to be sold as slaves, but barely more than half survived the trip. After defeating the Arawaks at Isabela, Columbus started another colony on the south coast called Santo Domingo and left his brother, Bart, in charge, which quickly fell into chaos just as Isabela did, so the Spanish government sent a new governor to replace Columbus, and he and his brother Bart were arrested and returned to Spain. Lucky for him, Queen Isabella freed him. In 1502, Columbus convinced Isabella to pay for one more final trip to the Americas, but this time only with 4 old and rotten ships, and only one of those made it to the Americas without being destroyed in the hurricanes and storms that they faced. On his 4th and final voyage, Columbus searched for a way across the continent to get to the Indies for gold and spices as he had originally hoped. Shown on red in the map is the route that he took. He went down as far as Panama and even established a colony there, which did not last very long due to conflict and chaos, just as his earlier attempts had. In 1504, Columbus returned to Spain never to sail again and considered somewhat of a failure for his inability to establish a peaceful or prosperous colony in the New World. And on May 20th, 1506, Columbus died a disappointed man. So what do you think about Christopher Columbus? Do you hate him? Do you admire him? And why? What impacts do you think his discovery of the New World has on our world today?